Do you remember when Marcia Brady broke her nose and John Travolta was stuck in that plastic bubble? Then you should check out the Pop Culture Preservation Society, the podcast for people born in the big wheel generation who had no limits on their screen time and learned about making love from AM radio.
We believe our Gen X childhoods gave us unforgettable songs, stories, characters, and images. And if we don't talk about them, they'll disappear, like Marshall, Will, and Holly on a routine expedition.
We have almost 200 episodes preserving the cultural nuggets of our Gen X childhoods, from the Bee Gees and Barry Manilow to the Brady Bunch and Battle of the Network Stars. Every episode is packed with the shows you watched, the songs you listened to, the books you read, and even the posters on your wall. Remember this guy?
Hi, this is Sean Cassidy, and you are listening to the Pop Culture Preservation Society.
Were you Team Sean or Team Leif? It doesn't matter, because all Gen X childhoods are welcome here, and that's exactly what you'll find when you listen to the Pop Culture Preservation Society on your favorite podcasting app.
I'm Carolyn.
I'm Kristen.
And I'm Michelle, and we are your pop culture preservationists.
At Kroger Pharmacy, CARE is making it easy to get vaccinated. CARE is helping you stay protected from flu, COVID, and RSV. Seasonal vaccines are available 7 days a week with evening hours. CARE is giving you a shot at staying healthy this season. Walk in whenever is best and get multiple vaccines in one visit at your local Kroger Pharmacy. So come and get the protection you need while protecting those around you. Kroger Health, a world of care, is in store. Visit Kroger.com/vaccines for more. Restrictions and exclusions apply. See site for details.
Welcome to Uncluttered and Unfiltered, the podcast urging you to let it go and don't look back, with nationally acclaimed professional organizer Christine Stone and self-proclaimed hot damn mess radio and TV personality Eden Kendall.
Welcome, everybody, to our final mini bonus episode on the Golden Bachelorette, where Joan Vassos, praise the Lord, has found love. And or has she? Christine and I were, I don't know, maybe even on the fence on doing this, but we actually had a request. Hey, aren't you guys going to do a wrap-up? So I feel like we kind of had to. What do you think?
I totally agree. And I'm so glad it's over. So glad.
I was like, I almost don't know if I can do a wrap-up without coming off like a mean girl, but I just feel like this has been torturous, and I think we all got off the Joan bus so early that made it a little bit more torturous and became more about just watching the guys meet new best friends.
Right. I feel the same way. And the way she let Guy down, I was like, she totally wasn't into him. I feel like she was not really into any of them, but Pascal, because of her ego, and he dumped her. I think Chalk, it was always going to be him, and that's why it was a bit boring. And I do not think they will get married. That's my prediction right now.
I don't either.
I just don't.
First of all,
I don't.
Here's what my mind went to. I don't care much for, and this isn't fair. I already said this is going to sound mean. The son, Joan's son, came off pretty icky to me, I thought. I did not care for him. And I really think, because if you watched it, you know that she introduced Chalk, and it was really awkward, and I did not enjoy that whole thing. And I think it didn't go well. And she was like, I can't bring Guy to I can't do this again. I can't sit through this again. And I know I'm not picking Guy. So let's just go ahead and let Guy down ezy. And oh my gosh, that was hard to watch. He was just a mess.
You know, I just think the way they do it, and like, he didn't even have a chance to meet her family. You know what I mean? Like,
it seemed unfair.
Yeah. And I thought the interaction between Chalk and her son was very uncomfortable.
Right. That's what I mean. I'm almost wondering, like, she's thinking, it went like that when it's the guy I'm going to pick. I hate to see what it's going to go like with Guy. I think maybe
do you think he also has a streak we haven't seen yet? Like, I feel like he has a jealousy streak or a mean streak or something that, you would never see on TV.
Chalk or Guy?
Chalk.
Oh, yeah, I don't know. I know that Guy had that restraining order from his ex, And so that's what I think would prevent him from, a lot of people are talking about him being the next Bachelor, and I don't think they would, I don't know. That crying was a lot, and then also him having a checkered past that everyone already knows about. I just don't think they would do it. Chalk, I just don't think he's anything like, I think we're, yes, in other words, yes. I think we're going to start seeing some things come out about Chalk for some reason.
I just feel like he's going to be very possessive. I heard that they were moving to New York City. They're getting a place together and living in the city.
And isn't that what the key was? But see, that kind of was weird too. Like, is he just saying like, I'm loaded, I can buy us a place in New York City? That can be our in-between little love nest. And then all of a sudden she's like, wait a minute, that actually is very cool.
Yeah, I think that will be telling. And I don't, and she said she wants to go and live part-time in his city. So I don't know. I mean, I still don't think they'll get married. I don't think they'll make it a wedding like Gary did. I think they want to get to know each other better before she makes a decision like that.
Right. I agree with you.
That's my thought. But it'll be interesting to see how many of these they do and if any of them are a little more exciting than this. I just found it so boring.
Why was Nancy on again?
I don't know. She was on again, and I didn't get that. And did you notice only a couple original girls were on from the original season?
Sandra
I don't think she's really close with that many.
Exactly. So what is this place that Chalk brought it up, and I had not heard of it, and then Joan brought it up in a recent interview. I guess they have this place. It's called Happy. Is it Happy Ever After or Happy something, happy ending, I don't know, where it's like a suite, a secret suite where they let them go stay after it's over, but before we know who won, so they can have like weekends together or time where, nobody can find them. And she said they went 5 different times. So she's been spending time with Chalk.
I mean, listen, it may work.
Our quality of life matters. Menopause shouldn't take anything away from us. No two women experience it the same way.
And yet none of us are alone.
Hormone Harmony recognizes all of those symptoms we've talked about so much on this podcast, like feeling down and uncomfortable in your own body.
Hot flashes, sleepless nights.
Now it's easier to manage menopause with Hormone Harmony, science-backed herbal extracts called adaptogens. They help the body adapt to stressors like chaotic hormonal changes.
Women cannot stop talking about it on social media. A bottle of Hormone Harmony is sold every 24 seconds.
That really says something. The biggest benefit I'm hearing about is, quote, feeling like myself again. That is what women are mentioning over and over again in their reviews. For a limited time, you can get 15% off on your entire first order at happymammoth.com. Just use the code UUPodcast at checkout. That's happymammoth.com and use the code UUPodcast for 15% off today. Uncluttered and Unfiltered is supported by Hearts for Minds. Can you imagine waiting 11 years to get screened for cancer? On average, people with mental health issues experience an 11-year delay between symptoms and seeking help. And close to 2/3 of mental illnesses go untreated. Hearts for Minds promotes healthy lives by promoting mental health education, facilitating early identification, and connecting people to treatment. Are you ready to learn more? Go to heartsforminds.org. That's hearts, 4, minds.org for more information or to learn how you can help.
I'm going to say, if I'm going to vote, I'm going to say they're just not going to get married. Now, they may date for a couple years, but I just don't think they're going to actually marry.
When they ran that montage of him saying, I'm crazy about her, I'm crazy about you, I'm just crazy about her. To me, that was all I needed to see to remember why he felt so insincere to me. I'm not saying that the words, I'm crazy for you, don't mean what he meant them to be, which is, I don't love you yet, but I like you a lot. But I feel like you could mix it up if it was a sincere feeling and not just your position on the matter. When you decided what your position on the matter is, then you spew it out over and over again. When you are legitimately feeling an emotion, you say it in different ways.
I agree. I don't know. I feel like there's a side to him, and I can't explain it. I just feel like there's a side to him we have not seen yet.
Oh, yeah.
And I just don't know if she's in for the long haul with him. But I could be wrong. I just feel that there's a side to him we haven't seen yet.
It's just that he looks exactly like, and he's good looking enough to be this person, like every actor that's chosen to play the political guy in every superhero movie that turns out to be the villain after all.
Yes, I agree.
And that's
totally agree.
That's not fair, maybe. It's just mean. It's pointing out all the possible bad things, but I don't know. There's something about Chalk. What is it about Chalk? It's just something doesn't sit right.
I agree. I 100% agree. And I feel like it'll come out at some time.
Do you think there's any chance Pascal would be the Golden Bachelor?
I don't think so. I think he did this and achieved his goal, which was to get notoriety for his salon for him. I don't think so. I don't think he'd want to do it.
I agree with you there, but I
don't
know.
think he would want to do it. And I also don't think, I think they still are going to pick Mark, which really is going to be tough for me because I really find him so boring.
So incredibly boring. I don't know how he could possibly carry on conversations with 20-something women, let alone he couldn't even do it once.
Right.
Joan on that.
Right. But who else would it be? And if it's Charles,
it won't be Charles.
I just think it's more of a funny thing than a serious thing.
Right. Exactly.
You know what I mean? I don't know. I almost think they should give it a breather.
Right. I would like to see them go up a little bit in age. Like, let's go into our 80s. Let's go to their 80s and 90s. See that.
Well, they probably wouldn't be able to do that because if any of them get injured, it would be the game over.
Right. They sure couldn't do ice skating dates.
No. So I don't know if they'd go any older than the range that they did just for
liability
alone. So
okay.
I don't know.
Well, if you are joining us, you probably, if you're listening to this at all, it's going to be pretty quickly as to when we recorded it, because after this week, I don't know if anybody's going to even be interested. So we can go ahead and tell you, should we go ahead and reveal the secret of who our guests are on this next episode that's about to be released of our podcast? Speaking of Golden Bachelors. because of the Golden Bachelorette, we're just so thankful. Yes. It's Husband Appreciation Day on the Uncluttered and Unfiltered podcast. So Steve and Mitch, our husbands, will be our guests on Thursday's upcoming episode of Uncluttered and Unfiltered. We're going to get behind the scenes, talk to these guys, and their take also on the Golden Bachelorette, because Steve was sitting next to me for every episode this season.
Oh, it's good. It's a good episode.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. I think you're going to really enjoy it. In the meantime, everybody, thank you so much for tuning in, and let us know if you like this format of us separating our Golden Bachelor and Bachelorette talk so that you don't have to endure it during the regular podcast. And, of course, if you're only just finding us because of this, we try to be a little nicer than this during our podcast. I would say we're very successful at that. For some reason, the Golden Bachelorette brings out that negative kind of – I'm not usually such a harsh critic of a TV show, but I don't know. I guess my expectations were high.
My expectations were high, too, and I don't think this season met them.
Well, we'd love to keep you guys on that just joined us for this. So be sure to check out our past episodes of Uncluttered and Unfiltered, the podcast for women over 50.